Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Boston's. I almost said Boston Straight Shooting, my other show. Welcome to another edition of Box Seats. This is the show where we talk about sports with comedians. We have a great time because we discussed all the hottest topics was going on in the country. And for this episode, let me bring in one of the comedians who travels the country. He's a TV star, he's a movie star, he's a star on the stage. He does his thing. He's been in films. Most recently, I liked him in Coming to America. My man, Mr. Rodney Perry, in the building. Rodney Perry, how you doing, sir? How's everything?
What's up, Frankie? How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm just trying to get my thing together, trying to do the show. Thank you for doing the show. I appreciate
I
it.
don't know how I feel about the beard, Frank. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, well, I'm just tired of
See.
shaving.
Has your wife approved this?
Yeah, she's shaky. Yeah,
Because I know she like clean shaven, and you come here with the old
yeah.
Willie McGruff. I'm like, man, I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah,
It's a good look, though. It's a good look.
I just tired of shaving, right? Don't you get sick and tired of shaving?
No,
I do. I hate shaving.
like I would wear a whole beard, but I wear this, but I still got to shave this all the time.
Yeah, and that's what like what? Yeah, I'm just taking a break. I'm just taking a break. That's all. Take a break. Anyway, man, let's jump into something. Because something came up on these NBA rumors boards and everything else. I couldn't wait to ask a couple of you guys as I wait for the guys to jump in the show. I want to hear what your thoughts are on this. Remember a couple of years ago, Tim Donahue from the NBA referee. He got busted obviously for scamming, and he was a referee. He was fixing games, and he said the mafia was after him. He did this big exclusive thing. So on the NBA rumors boards, this is the crazy part about it. On the NBA rumors boards, he said back then he was targeting certain players. On the NBA rumors boards, they're saying the NBA still has refs targeting certain players. So I wanted to ask some of people who like to watch the game and everything else. As a fan of the game, I have my certain group of players who I think the NBA targets. Like they give them fouls that I don't necessarily think that all the time it's always foul. And Tim Donahue said that they specifically targeted Allen Iverson because at that time they got sick and tired of Allen Iverson. He was the first one with the braids, with the tattoos. Didn't like the image he's putting on the NBA. Now everybody's doing that. So I don't know. I think it's a tough assignment. So, but if we had to assume, because right now there's some assumptions, who do you think the NBA is targeting if they're targeting certain players? Because I have one that sticks up in my mind right now. Who's your players?
Maybe Draymond Green pops in my head. I mean, and he's on a great squad too, which is crazy. But maybe a guy like Draymond, maybe my buddy out in Miami, why can't I think his name? He got controversy right now.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler's drawing fire right now. But anybody that step out of line,
right?
Anybody step out of NBA people stay in lockstep with the higher powers of what they want. Anybody step out of that line, LeBron don't step out of line, Steph don't step out of line, but anybody that step out of line can get it, I believe.
The funny thing is, Rod, you picked my exact two players and what are the chances of two people picking the exact same two people, two players? You know what I mean? There's something. What do they say? Where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
I mean, I don't know about that, but I mean, Draymond stay in trouble, but Draymond be doing shit too.
Yeah.
Excuse my language. Draymond be fighting and he jeopardized the league when he get into it with LeBron. So he got to be taught a lesson. And so whether you're a comedian or actor or whoever you are, there's always repercussions for your actions. And whether it's the refs, which is like the police of the NBA, or whatever it is, it can happen to you, and nobody's above the law.
I like where you put that. Nobody is above the law. If it comes out a couple years from now that Draymond was targeted, would you be surprised?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, but I also wouldn't Draymond is kind of a pain in the butt too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can't be beating up people. You can't be, even Shaq didn't he could have moved like that when he slapped Tag back in the day. But Shaq calmed down.
Mm-hmm.
When you start messing with the money, well, people calm down. And so It's watching Gilbert Arenas and those guys. This is what we're talking about is a real thing, man. And I believe refs should have like players had to do press conference at the end of the game.
Yeah.
They should have to explain why I made that call. Hey yo, you know what? I was wrong, bro. Da 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 da. And they should be fined if they make egregious mistakes.
Rodney, I think you're hitting the nail on the head. But will the NBA or the NFL or the MLB push the refs to make sure they answer to the press when they make good calls, bad calls, any of those type of things?
Of course not. Of course not. At the end of the day, they're the police, and police need the autonomy to do their job. So you're not gonna fine them. They're not making millions of dollars. You're not gonna fine them. You're not gonna do none of that. But it would be nice if something like that happened. But I don't think it ever happened.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to probably one of the prettiest faces who's going to be jumping on this show right now.
Whoa,
the young lady by the name of Stacey.
You are too kind, sir. You are too kind.
Rodney, you see why?
Okay, I was about to say, I thought you were talking about Mike Sean or somebody. I'm like, yo.
No.
Listen, we listen and we don't judge, if that was the case and everything. But hello, everyone.
Thank you for joining the show.
But that is that sexist, sis, for him to introduce you as pretty?
Listen, you trying to get into a whole different conversation.
Rodney, what you doing?
I'm just saying.
Rodney, what you doing?
You would never introduce me as one of our most handsome guys, coming to the stage.
Well, listen, I understand that part too, but I needed to add a young lady to the show because the simple fact being there are women out there who talk sports, and this lady came across my she came across me, and you know what? This lady's very knowledgeable. So you know what? I'm gonna show you all how knowledgeable
she is. Fine as hell too.
Oh, you said me.
Watch
listen,
this.
you about to ask me for $20, aren't you? You about to ask me for $20.
I really could use a hot 20.
See, I know it. That's okay. I'll slide me the Cash App. I got you.
Right, Stacey, this is what we're talking about right now. Rodney and I were talking about NBA targeting certain players because a couple of years ago, Tim Donahue got busted saying that Allen Iverson was targeted, everything else. I saw an NBA message board today that some players are thinking that certain players are targeted. Which two NBA players, if you had to guess, would you say right now are being targeted by the refs if this was to come back up? Because of the NBA players are complaining amongst themselves. They're complaining. Certain ones are saying, hey, this guy seems to be getting a lot of calls. This guy seems to be getting a lot of calls. They're talking amongst themselves, and it's being out there. What's your thoughts on this?
So I definitely think that there are players that are being targeted. I feel that some of those players that are being targeted unfairly have gotten the spotlight on themselves to make themselves target. And there are some players that are unjustly targeted. I feel like the number one top of mind that everyone is going to say is Draymond Green. And he is someone that has put the target on himself. So he's been a little bit quiet this season. Last season, as we know, it was a train wreck after he choked Rudy Gobert, which I'm pretty sure everyone wanted to anyway. But he did it. He got that suspension, and he also
before that he choked his own teammate. I mean,
he choked his own teammate. He was unstoppable. Listen, he was on a Mortal Kombat run. Like he really, he was on some finish him Mortal Kombat type stuff. And I believe it was Nurkic that he hit in the face. Yeah. And that was just like the last straw for everyone. So he got the 12-game suspension. He had the indefinite suspension. And I guess he went to one of those wellness treats that are famous out west. He went and did a little meditation, hit the sound bowl, everything. He has definitely been more calm this season, but I feel the damage is already done when it comes to him. Like, you're already suspecting or expecting him to just go off the rails when something doesn't go his way. I believe he is second in total ejections behind Ben Wallace, and we know the Ben. If you were watching basketball during the Ben Wallace era, you already know how Ben Wallace got down.
That's very well said, Stacey. Very well said. Sticking with the NBA, Rodney Perry, I mentioned something last week, and I thought about this all week long, and then I saw another story about this earlier on today. If you guys are not familiar, Maverick Carter and a group of investors and everything else are trying to put together the $6 billion, I don't know if you want to call it a trust fund, because that's exactly what I'm calling it, like a trust fund, where they're trying to say that they're going to create another league. And then I thought it was something that LeBron was trying to leverage with the league so he could get his hand in to be some ownership stake. But now, Rodney, more I think about it, I'm thinking if I'm LeBron, I thought about this several times. If I'm LeBron James, I try to do that league overseas, except I try to do it all in just Europe and bring players from all over the world and then sit back and because ultimately there are going to be a lot of people who want to come, because ultimately if you get it to be successful, the NBA is going to want to have some kind of partnership with you. And maybe it could be like, we'll play some of your teams could play some of our teams. Maybe it'd be a special over the summer, or maybe it'd be an NBA All-Star weekend. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? You think it's a Maverick Carter, LeBron James thing trying to strong arm the league so they could get ownership in a team for Vegas? Or do you think LeBron and them guys are really specifically thinking about moving forward with saying, it'd be great if we created our own league, 8 teams, 10 teams, they got $6 billion to work with too. What you think, Rodney?
I mean, here goes, guys. First of all, LeBron is already in the ownership conversation. When he went back to Cleveland, he made that deal years ago. Mm-hmm. LeBron James will be in an NBA owner. Now, does this have anything to do with it? Let me tell you something about the NFL, NBA. Both of them. What you're not about to do, they crushed the big 3, and it was way smaller. Mm-hmm. They crushed the big 3, mm-hmm. and it was way smaller. The NBA do not want no competition, and they're not going to let LeBron or nobody else, when it comes to that shield, the NBA shield or the NFL shield, they're not going to jeopardize that over nobody. Them owners is not playing LeBron James, Michael Jordan, nobody. What you're not about to do is start no other league. Get your ass out of
here. Stacey, what's your take on this?
I feel that both things can be true. I agree with Rodney. The NBA is not going to put themselves in a position where they're losing any coins. Mm-hmm. So I guarantee you they have eyes in the sky. There's probably those drones are NBA drones. They're trying to see what Maverick Carter and LeBron are doing. But it also can be a world league if you're paying attention to unrivaled basketball. The WNBA is kind of done something very similarly. They just launched, and it was a very successful launch. We already know that you could probably be a CPA and get paid more than a WNBA player. So this is very beneficial.
That's true.
It's very beneficial for WNBA players. And I don't think that the WNBA is in a place right now where they want to interfere with what Unrivaled is doing. But again, as Rodney said, the big 3 was making some big noise. The NBA didn't like that, and all of a sudden the big 3 disappeared. So I don't think that this is going to hinder LeBron and Maverick Carter in any type of way. It's more than one way to skin a cat, and they're going to figure out how to do it.
They sure are. Sticking with the NBA before we move on. Rodney Perry, the news has been jumping up and down for the last couple of days on NBA All-Star Weekend. People are complaining about All-Star Weekend. Stephen A. came on First Take a couple of days ago, and I heard the clip and everything else on what he would do. Before I even dive into what I would do and what he said he would do, All-Star Weekend is right now, believe it or not, in talks for being folded up. People are upset with All-Star Weekend. It's not bringing in the revenue like it was bringing in. It's not getting the same star attention like it was. The players aren't participating like they were. They play harder in Summer League than they do for All-Star. You know what I mean? Those are facts. If you are part of the ownership or part of the NBA management, how you fix NBA All-Star Weekend? Because I got a plan on how I would do it. How would you do it?
You know what, Frank? I'm glad you asked me this, man. I've been thinking about this long and hard. And I want to bring in a stripper competition.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Okay.
Now, hold on. Don't judge me, Stacey. Let me unpack this.
Go ahead.
Let me unpack this. So we got these ladies out there working real hard. Usher showed us there's a lot of talented ladies out there. And they're athletes. So let's showcase these athletes during All-Star Weekend. They've been showcasing anyway. Now, let's showcase these athletes. Let's see a pole competition. Let's see, forget the 3-pointer. Let's see a lady, let's see Spider climb this pole in an arena. That's what I'm talking about. Stay there. Stay with me. This is gonna be big. It's gonna be big this year.
So that's your take, how you would change us?
A stripper competition.
Okay, that's how you would do it. All right, let me get serious and ask Stacey. Stacey, how would you think?
Love that I'm the serious take, but
you think it's funny if you want. How you say it? How you see it? What would you do?
So the NBA's All-Star Game has been consistently losing viewership over the past few years. The NBA in itself has been losing viewership over the past few years. I remember a time where the dunk contest was the highlight of the year in the NBA. You wanted to see who was there. You wanted to see what they were doing. And a lot of that has lost its luster. I think it's probably because a lot of the bigger names that you would want to see play in the All-Star Game, they want to rest. They want to preserve themselves. They don't want to get hurt. The NBA has now implemented the championship cup. So you have a season within a season. And who knows, gangster walking on the ceiling might actually have to save the NBA like at this point. But with it being in the middle of the season, I honestly don't expect there to be a very fierce level of competition for the you don't want to get hurt while you're, out here just doing something for fun. So fixing that, the NFL is currently dealing with that with the Pro Bowl. Nobody wants to see the Pro Bowl. Nobody's paying attention to the Pro Bowl. They moved it to a skills type of competition. The NBA might have to try to do something very similar. And you brought up Summer League. The reason why they go so hard at Summer League, they're trying to make the team. A lot of those they're hungry, they're up and coming, they're trying to make a name. So you see some really good basketball during Summer League, but you will not see great basketball during All-Star Game weekend.
Right. And 100%. Rodney, you know what I would do? This is what I would do, Rodney. I would bring the HB boys from the HBCUs, or like Stephen A said, get some of these dudes. If you put $1 million, like Stephen A said, had the perfect thing. He said, if you put $1 million up for anybody off the street, obviously after they did a tour or something like that, got the 10 best players and everything else, you will see creativity, because these boys on YouTube are doing some amazing things. They're doing it without props. You know what I mean? They're doing it without props. So
bring back and one basketball.
That's it. Yeah, that's what he said. Basically, bring back and one basketball, junking.
Hey guys, you guys are making some awesome points, but that's stupid. Okay, and one faded away for a reason. Nobody give a damn about regular people playing basketball. Nobody want to see nobody short. Nobody want to see nobody that ain't an NBA player. Let me tell you something. It's a reason the NBA is what it is. And y'all might not like the All-Star team, but it is necessary. It's very necessary. And if you can get a guy like LeBron James to be in the dunk contest, that will renew the vigor. That's the single fix.
LeBron is not going to do the dunk contest.
He bet not.
And that's the
and that's the problem.
If he doing it winning at 40 years old, that's gangster.
And that's the last gangster thing he's gonna do on anybody's basketball court.
Yeah.
Are we trying to see LeBron James tear his MCL and ACL jumping over two Kia Sorrentos? We don't.
Yeah. What we want to see is Ja Morant. We want to see
Ja Morant do his dunk contest during the game.
Yeah, but we want to see it during the dunk contest. We want to see Ja Morant. We want to just give a list of the top dunkers right now.
Ja Morant dunks don't look the same unless he dunk on somebody.
Nah, not all the time. Ja Morant, Ant-Man, these guys right here, they have power dunks. They're electrified. Yes, they do look funny when they're dunking on people, but I will throw it out there and say these boys can dunk, and they're jumping. I mean, they're jumping through the roof. You know what I mean? These boys got some really hops. So I don't know. That's what I would do.
But with the big superstars stepping out, do they give us a chance to know some other guys though?
Yeah, but who cares right now? Like, the point is nobody has been tuning into the dunk contest for the last 5 years. It's at this lowest rating.
The dunk contest is not the problem. You know the problem is, and I'm gonna say it, Stacey. Ain't nobody scared of you. Okay. I'm gonna say it. It's trying to inject women into the All-Star weekend.
I understand what you're saying.
They've been trying to inject the ladies, the WNBA ladies, into All-Star weekend and all that skills shit. Don't nobody give a damn.
Oh, you're talking about like the 3-point shooting competition.
Exactly.
We're talking about the raw game itself.
Yeah, we're talking about the game.
The dunk competition. Listen, if Angel Reese, bless her heart, I love her so much. She can't make layups, but if she could do dunks, I would.
Can't make a damn layup.
Somebody needs to dunk and get these ratings up. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Somebody.
If I was running the WNBA, I would bring the rim down a foot. And I would get him a damn tennis ball and let them girls have a dunk off.
No, I wouldn't do that. I would not lower the rim. It's amazing because it's a 10-foot rim. That's the whole thing. But anyway, I'm gonna switch gears and I'm gonna jump into the NFL because something jumped off today. Rodney Perry, Joe Mixon gets fined $50,000 for a comment he didn't say. I want to make sure I heard you heard me say that. He didn't say it. So this is his quote. Everybody knows it's tough playing when, obviously we talked about Mixon was playing on the Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs. So Mixon ended up saying, everybody knows how it is playing up here. You can never leave it up to the ref's hands, Mixon said. The whole world sees, man, it is what it is. When it comes down to it, you can never leave it into the ref's hands. It's all good, though. Former Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver TJ Houshmandzadeh posted an agreement with Mixon writing, why play the game if every 50-50 call goes to the Chiefs? These officials are trash. And because Mixon okayed that and agreed with him, the NFL fined him, I'll say it again, $50,000. And all he did was he hit the like button and he agreed with it. You know what I mean? So what's wrong with the NFL? What are your thoughts on this right now? And do you agree with these statements? What's your thoughts, Rodney Perry?
Here goes, guys. If your job, right? Your job, regular Joe Blow America. What you can't get on the internet do it is besmirch your damn job, your boss. Shut up, Joe. Shut the hell up. Well,
Right.
you know they don't play with them referees. You know that. And you gonna get on the internet and say, "Oh, I agree." You better shut your ass up.
Right.
It costs, and to the tune of 50 G's, Jack. And how about this? Joe Mixon need all his money too.
But Rodney, how about this? Why is the NFL fining him for something he didn't say? He didn't do anything. What?
He said, "I agree." That's what he
Rodney.
said.
I don't.
First of all, he started the conversation, and then he agreed with the continuation of the conversation. He is wrong. He should have shut the fuck up. I mean, excuse me. Shut up.
All right. Okay. So, Stacey, you heard everything of what the situation is. Where are you at on this, and what's your thoughts on it?
So, actually, I am inclined to agree with Mr. Rodney Perry. We already know how the NFL gets down. They will find you for standing too close to the wrong person. They find you for breathing too hard. So the refs, they won't fix how the refs officiate, but you also can't say anything about it. This isn't anything new. This isn't something that's not widely known and not talked about because we might get fined too. So you just have to listen. We might have to edit this part out because I need my coins. So, so it's definitely not fair that Joe Mixon got fined for something that he didn't say, but this is all about control. Their popular narrative is that the NFL is ran like a plantation. We're not going to say it too loud, but that's what we already know. The quickest way to try to stop that fire from spreading is to snip it up at the bud. So a like can say a lot without saying anything. So they were making an example out of Joe Mixon because they already know that they're wrong. They know they're wrong, and they don't want anybody else to jump on that bandwagon and call them out.
I think she's absolutely right with that too. But I could disagree with both of you guys, and I could say that you still have entitled as a player to have your opinion. But honestly, you really don't have no entitlement to have an opinion as long as you're an employee of the NFL. So I think that's the problem, the situation right here, right now.
You better keep your opinion to yourself.
Yeah. If you want to keep your coins to you. Speaking of opinions, Aaron Rodgers is really happy. Aaron Glenn got hired today. Here's my thought on this, man. I think, that the New York Jets offered this job to Aaron Glenn to be able to come in and be the head coach of the New York Jets to appease Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers gave them a list of saying, look, these are the coaches that I'm excited about. If you can get these guys, I'm willing to stay. If I'm the New York Jets, though, I'm moving up out of here. I'm trying to get Matthew Stafford. That's what I'm doing, because Matthew Stafford is now sitting there. He's on the other side saying he might not stay with the Rams. So the New York Jets are in a situation. They got a great team. They got a great defense. Their offense ain't that bad, but Aaron Rodgers might be out the door. If you're the New York Jets, what your situation is right now? You running the New York Jets, Rodney. What's your thoughts on that? Aaron Rodgers.
Look, man, to me, Aaron is an old man. He can still play the game, but he's past his prime as far as I'm concerned. I would not put my eggs in the Aaron Rodgers basket if I had to. He didn't need a younger quarterback to go into the future. And their future right now, as it stands, maybe a year, two tops. Aaron Rodgers had a great life, great career. We look at him as a Hall of Fame quarterback, but Aaron Rodgers need to go sit
Sit your behind.
DF down.
Yeah, okay. I like what you said there, Rodney. Stacy, do you think that this is a situation where the New York Jets are trying to appease Aaron Rodgers, or do you think that they're saying we're going to move on from him anyway? Because in my opinion, they need to move on from Aaron Rodgers. They need to trade. They get Matthew Stafford, somebody. I don't know. This is my opinion. What's your take?
Absolutely, because they have put the eggs, the grits, and the bacon all in Aaron Rodgers' basket. And once you have done that, like, you have no choice but to appease him for whatever contractual agreement they have there. They're already losing a ton of money getting rid of Robert Saleh, having to pay out the rest of his coaching contract because Aaron Rodgers has him gone. They're in a death row contract with Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is calling the shots. We all will probably be better like GMs in front office and back office at the Jets this point. And I can say befriending Aaron Rodgers is beneficial to your career. He took Aaron Cobb from the East Coast to the West Coast, from the North to the South. He went and got Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Out of Las Vegas. So if he rides with you, he's gonna ride with you till the wheels fall off. And so I absolutely believe that Aaron Glenn was on his list. Aaron Glenn also is very deserving. So let's make sure we get that out of the way as well. He did a phenomenal job in Detroit. But he was definitely on Aaron Rodgers' list, and the Jets are definitely trying to appease Aaron Rodgers for however long he's there. We don't know for how long, because again, as you both pointed out, and we're correct, he is aging, and they didn't make the best choice.
Yeah, Rodney Perry, my man Jason Hayes said he's washed. He said, I'm in New York City and have watched that trash, and he looked like he's sick of it. He's in New York City. He's obviously a fan of the Jets and everything else. So I'm sitting here thinking, if the people want him out, right? The people want him out. Aren't they the ones who buy the tickets? Why are they sitting there appeasing Aaron Rodgers? That's what I'm having a hard time trying to understand.
I mean, nobody want to be the one that treats the Hall of Famer bad. Nobody wants to be that guy. And so, regardless of what the people say, first of all, the hardest market in the world to play in is New York City. They don't give a damn. If you're not winning, they will crucify you in the press. So you can't really worry about what the people think. And so, I think Aaron Rodgers got another year maybe in him, but he definitely need to go sit down somewhere and have several seats.
Shout outs to wifey. She's up there watching. Love you. And of course, Jason's watching with Trina. And of course, looks like Cheyenne. I mean, I got people watching from LinkedIn, YouTube, and I can't see that their names don't pop up. So I apologize. Your names don't pop up. Stacy, Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, should go somewhere else. I'm going to tell you the team I think he'd be best suited for. I think it's the Minnesota Vikings. I think if he lands the Minnesota Vikings right now, he turns that team completely around, because the way Sam Darnold, the way he folded under that pressure of being able to play and couldn't deliver the ball 3 yards or couldn't deliver the ball 5 yards against the Lions when they could have won that game, and they'd probably still be moving on. That's not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers would have fit right perfectly for them. That's my take. Aaron Rodgers goes from New York Jets. Where do you see him land?
Aaron Rodgers needs to go home onto the couch or to a nice villa in Italy if he leaves the Jets. The Vikings they've already taken a chance on Sam Darnold. JJ McCarthy was supposed to be first up, but he's going to be next up. I believe that they are going to go ahead and lean fully into JJ McCarthy. And that is why if Aaron Rodgers goes to Minnesota, I believe he will be back up, and you don't put baby in the corner. Aaron Rodgers is not going for that. So that is the only reason why I don't think that Aaron Rodgers would be a good fit for the Vikings or go to the Vikings. I don't, honestly, right now, I don't know where he would go outside of New York. Again, he's aging. He's coming off of Achilles tear that didn't work very well for your boy Kirk Chains. Didn't work well for him either. Try to see where they go. But it just really is going to be one of those situations, seeing how the league plays out when it comes draft time and other moves. But I feel like New York might just be sticking with him right now because they don't have any other choice.
Yeah, 100%. And Rodney Perry, if you're Matthew Stafford, and he don't stick with the Rams, where you see him going? Because he could literally say, you know what, I want to go here, and I don't see anybody saying no to him. You know what I mean? If you're Matthew Stafford, where do you want to go?
Oh, well, before I get in there, I got to chime in on this other conversation. First of all, the days of the pocket passer have ended,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And Sam Darnold, he's the last of a dying breed, that pocket passer who can sit back there and they block for 8 or 9 seconds. First of all, offensive linemen are getting smaller and more agile,
and more agile. Yep,
Yeah.
and they
absolutely.
can't block all day.
Right.
They can't block all day. And so whether you whatever quarterback you are, you got to be ready to get up out of that pocket if you have to. And so that's nothing that's gonna put the ticking time clock on Aaron Rodgers and a Sam Darnold. People like him. All right, now your boy for the Rams. Where could he end up? I feel like he's headed to the Raiders, man.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
think they need his type of quarterback. He's a game guy, and they need somebody in Vegas that can continue to sell those tickets and people come out. They need him out there, I think.
Yeah. I don't mind that. That's not a bad place. Stacy, where you see Matthew Stafford? If he decides not to re-sign with the Rams because he has an option, if he decides not to re-sign with the Rams, where would you like to see him play?
Actually, I agree. I feel like Las Vegas would be a phenomenal place for Matthew Stafford to go. They
Okay.
are doing a complete underhaul of the organization again. One point I was going to make about Aaron Glenn that was made with Antonio Pierce is black coaches really only get 1 year.
1 year, maybe 6
1
months.
year
Yeah.
to really prove
Yeah.
what they're going to do. And Las Vegas wasn't really set up in the best quarterback situation to begin with. Everything there kind of needs some repair, but the quarterback situation was definitely questionable at best in Las Vegas. So I feel that with a new coach, with a quarterback like Matthew Stafford, at least gives them a much better chance at a more successful season than it was last season.
See, I'm surprised neither one of you said the Giants or the Jets. Matthew Stafford would be perfect for the Giants or the Jets.
Oh, he'll be perfect for the Giants because he white.
Okay.
We know the Giants don't like no black quarterbacks.
Okay, but what about the Jets? Because the Jets is not bad either. The Jets is a good QB away of doing something different.
From yeah, you definitely don't want to waste Sauce Gardner's good years. And
because Sauce is going to be out. He's going to say,
you're not gonna go away from Aaron Rodgers to a guy like that. You're not gonna do that, and especially with the financial you didn't put all your eggs in the basket with Aaron Rodgers. He not going nowhere till he can't go nowhere.
Okay. All right. Well, Rodney, then let me throw this out there to you. Maybe this will help you focus on a couple of things because Tyreek Hill he's going to be up there trying to demand to get out. And I mentioned this yesterday to a couple of guys we were talking yesterday. And I said, where would you like to see him land? I'm going to say right here, start this first and say, if Tyreek Hill lands on the Washington Commanders, it's lights out, baby. You right at home. You can say it right now because Jaden Daniels is one great wide receiver away of getting to the Super Bowl. And he still might get to the Super Bowl this year without him. You know what I mean? But what's your take? Where do you think you want to see Tyreek Hill?
I like to see Tyreek Hill go back to Kansas City.
Not gonna happen.
I'd like to see that though. I think he wants to go. I think he wants to go back, and I think they would take him back. I think he'd love to go back. He made the money. He went off and got his paper, and now he's going home to him and Mahomes being a great duo once again, and they won 3 more chips together.
3 more? Okay. Here we go with that. Where you want to see Tyreek Hill at, Stacey? What would you like to see?
It's not necessarily where I want him to see because this is a division rival for my team. And this is going to be maybe a controversial statement, but I think he wouldn't do bad on the New Orleans Saints. For many, I see the face that you made, Mr. Perry.
Who's the quarterback down there?
That's another issue. I feel though that with Derek Carr really didn't have a lot of great targets last year. They started off 2-0.
But Derek Carr can't air it out though. He can't throw with 8 yards down the field.
That's not true, Rodney. He lit up the NFL. First 2 games of the season, he lit up the NFL. We thought
they were going to the Super Bowl before the bottoms fell out. 2-0.
Yeah.
So they are missing that place. Michael Thomas has had a toe injury for 40 days, 40 years and 40 nights, 12 years of toe injury.
When that toe be hurt, there ain't nothing you can do.
It's nothing you can do. If you got the gout, just say that. We can handle it. Like there's no shame. You have to get back on this field. And so I feel that they're really missing another powerhouse, a breakout person on offense. Alvin Kamara can't do everything on his own. So I feel like it would be experimental, but it's something that would definitely turn out in their favor, just to have Tyreek Hill there.
That's the clip right there, Frank, the gout. That's the clip.
I'm gonna have to clip that piece. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clip that piece and say Stacey said he got the gout, and then let it just run wild.
Wow,
that would be hilarious. All right, so what would you all do? Where am I at? Lost my place. Okay, so is Ben Johnson now the perfect hire for the Bears? Because the Bears, we talked about this a couple of times the other day. Ben Johnson came in. I don't know if I know you saw this because you're a Bears fan. I know you saw the big thing. I'm like, this is a new era. I'm like, you know what? Y'all been talking about a new era in the Bears every 2 years. You know what I mean? It seems like they don't even take the signs down. Just keep the signs up because it's a new era.
This is the problem with the Bears, man. And I'm a real deal Bear fan. I had this conversation with the great Buddy Lewis, and here goes, guys. And it's hard to really process this, but the Bears will not get offensive linemen. I'm gonna tell you this: if you got a great quarterback and he on the ground, he is gonna stay on the ground. He's never gonna be good. Like, it don't matter. Like, we cannot block for our quarterbacks. We can't block for our running backs. Our running game suffer, which makes the whole offense suffer, and our QB play suffers. We had great we saw that our quarterback go other places and be great. We saw our running back go other places and be great. So it's the decisions. It's the main office. It don't matter who the coach is, because the problem is in the main office. They won't get linemen. How dare you, Bears? Damn it.
Jason said you can't win with a QB who paints his nails.
Hey, let me tell you something. I don't mind. He could go to a Diddy party, as far as I'm concerned. If y'all block for him.
Oh God, Stacey, the Bears, is it a good fit for you with Ben Johnson there? Because they're talking about a new era. Now they decided they're going to hire a coach with no coaching experience to lead the Bears.
So I feel, from what I understand, Ben Johnson has been interested in going to the Bears for a while now, at least 1 or 2 seasons. He's done a phenomenal job in Detroit. I believe his offense is first in pass yards, first in total yards per game, first in pass percentage. So they are leading the league in lots of very important metrics and categories in offense. And yes, you do need someone to block for your quarterback. That is not good. Coaching is not going to change that. If he can go in and build a great relationship with the GM's front office, back office, and convince them to get what they need to protect Caleb Williams, I absolutely do think that the Bears could be better contenders. They started off well, and then before the bottom fell out. So there is a little bit of promise there, and I feel like Ben Johnson to the Bears is moving in the right direction.
Hey, I judge football teams by how good they are on Madden. When you bad on Madden early in the season, it's gonna be a long year.
Because they update that real time.
Yeah, they do. Controversial statement right now I'm about to make, and I hope you guys can hear me out. To me, in the playoffs this year, the best quarterback in the playoffs this year, to me, is Jaden Daniels. Agree or disagree? Rodney?
Okay. Yes. Let's start with.
Hey, right. Stacey can say it. Stacey can jump in and tell you you're a damn fool.
See, now this is why I said controversial, because I don't want you to go on the QBs from what they've done in the past. That's not in the playoffs this year. Looking at the pass yards, completions, touchdowns thrown, escapability, being able to get your team to where you are right now, everything else. The best QB in the playoffs right now, in playoffs of 2024, 2025 season, has got to be Jaden Daniels. That's why I said controversial, because I knew some people wouldn't agree. Stacey,
I mean, what I can tell you is not Patrick Mahomes, so we can just go ahead and
throw that out
now.
Yeah,
but I can agree there might be a little bit of bias because it is his first year. He is a rookie. He does have phenomenal rookie numbers. Do I feel he is the best quarterback in the playoffs left right now? No. Right. Is he the second best? Maybe.
Who's your number one playoff? Who's your number one player for the playoffs right now? Number one QB still left.
It has to be Josh Allen.
Okay.
Josh Allen is the best quarterback left. We already know how the MVP race was going. Lamar Jackson's numbers were better than his, but Josh Allen is like second in a lot of those categories. So statistically, Josh Allen, yes, is the better quarterback.
Okay, so Rodney Perry, now you had some time to think.
All right, okay, here we go. And well said, Miss Stacy and Frank. What the hell are you talking about? All right, let's start. Let's start here. All right. First of all, he's not better than Josh Allen at all. No kind of way. He's not even better than Patrick Mahomes right now, because Patrick Mahomes got one thing that nobody even factors in. It
The
won't show up
routes.
on it won't show up on the stat sheet. Patrick Mahomes is a winner. There's something to be said for being a winner. Patrick Mahomes is a winner. What you're not gonna do is bet against Patrick Mahomes against any one of them quarterbacks. If you do, you might as well send me your money. Cash App $ Rodney Perry. Send me the money and I'll hold it for you. Because Patrick Mahomes is a bona fide winner.
Okay,
Now
so
y'all looking at all the flashy stats and look, this young boy out there doing his thing. Beautiful. What he gonna do when his back up against the wall? His back ain't never being against the wall. We already know with Patrick Mahomes against the wall, he wins games. Patrick Mahomes up against the wall, he's gonna figure out, he gonna throw them on side or underhand, and he gonna find a way to get it done. So I say Patrick Mahomes is still the guy to beat. I think Josh Allen and the curse of the Buffalo Bills is gonna rear his dirty head, and Buffalo is gonna be at home, lose again.
okay, so I was about to ask you who you got this week between Buffalo and the Kansas City. So you saying Buffalo gonna lose again? 4 is gonna be 0-4 for Josh Allen. You going on the record saying that, Rodney?
No. I'm saying this. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills should win. They will lose the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. So they're gonna beat the Chiefs. They're just gonna get the
They
Super
may
Bowl.
beat the Chiefs, but you cannot bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
I would bet a quarter against Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. Stacey, how are you feeling between Buffalo and the Kansas City Chiefs? What's your take on what you're about to see this week?
Buffalo should beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Honestly, the Texans should have beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
The Kansas City Chiefs totally have not been a great team. They have won 12 or 13 of their 15 games by one score and a whole lot of help. So the Buffalo Bills should beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Will the Buffalo Bills beat the Kansas City Chiefs? No.
Okay, so that's her take. I'm going on the record right now. I'm saying it now. I think Buffalo's going to get past it. I got an article sent to me earlier today, and of course now I can't bring it up. I'm going to have my man Mr. White Chocolate tell me quick 3 facts, and then before we roll up out of here about how much help the Kansas City Chiefs have been getting statistically from the referees, and it goes even beyond the 10 questionable calls they got last week's game. You know,
you about to get fined, Frank.
I know.
Yep,
I know.
we got to zip it.
I know. Okay, so now in the other game, this is the other game. The other game this week, and I'm even going to go out on a limb and say this too. I think Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders are going to beat Philly. Even though I love Philly, I love the Eagles, I love that offensive line because that offensive line is the best offensive line I've seen in years. Those boys look cute. They look like Volkswagen sitting up there. They really sitting in that line. They look really huge. I'm going out there on the limb and saying I think that they're going to pull it off. Rodney Perry, you got the Washington Commanders. You got the Philadelphia Eagles. Who you putting your money on?
I mean, I hate to say this, man. I love Philly. I love Gilly and what he's doing out there. Boy, blow the whistle is really dope. But I think QB is hurt, man. I think the QB is hurt in Philadelphia, and we saw him limp off the field this week, and I think he's gonna limp on the field coming into this game, and the young boy is gonna hand him his hat. So sorry, Philly, man. Sorry, Kevin Hart, and sorry for the Roots and Gil Scott, all y'all good folks out there. It ain't gonna happen.
But you know what, Rodney? That VR technology thing you told me, I dug into that, man, deep into that. That's a real thing, and he's been playing with that for 2 years, and he knows what the Eagles are going to bring. And I think,
explain it, Frank. Explain it.
Okay, so here it is. For those of you out there who don't know, Stacey, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this. While he was in college, Jaden Daniels was introduced by a French company to be able to wear VR technology, the VR glasses. And what was happening was he was playing in the field, obviously with VR glasses. What he wanted to do was he wanted to speed it up, and they sped it up for him. They did that for him when he got to LSU. His numbers jumped to LSU. When he comes into the league, and the minute he started wearing these VR glasses and everything else, and he's showing everybody else, he has now started something that all the NFL teams are about to do. He put it in his NFL contract when he signed on. He wanted to make sure he was able to practice with the VR glasses and then literally go out to practice. And you see
So he's getting to go through the game before he ever played the game.
Before he plays
virtual reality. A living Madden.
Yeah, he's literally doing that. So Stacey, when he's sitting at home and when he got that concussion, he was still actually playing because he was doing it through the VR glass. He never really was off. And then when he went out to the field, because the VR glasses was sped up a little bit, he was actually, the game was slowed down.
The game was actually slower to him.
It was slower to him, and the game.
Any player coming from college to the pro said, man, the speed of the game was overwhelming. And so if you can go into the NFL. And you understand the speed ahead of time, that can't do nothing but help you. So, yeah. I mean, maybe that's why this guy is really showing out.
Maybe that's why he's having a phenomenal rookie year. But I can tell you this right now, Stacey, the other 31 teams in the league are all doing it right now.
They have to. They have to, because the proof is in the pudding. Again, look at his numbers. Right. Not J.D. Jones. I'm sorry. Jalen Hurts was out with the concussion before he came back. He was slow getting back into the rhythm of the game. Right. You could definitely tell that he hadn't played a few weeks. Again, you brought up when Jaden Daniels was out, he came back in, he didn't miss a beat. This is something that's definitely going to be implemented league-wide for all of the teams as a requirement, and I'm gonna need for them to run Jaden Daniels his coins and give him his recognition.
Oh, he's about to get his coins. The wifey said, did he trademark that training program? Honey, he can't trademark that training program.
He don't own it.
You can't.
He can't do that.
He can be a spokesperson though.
Yeah, but Stacey, before I even get you off of that, you got to pick. Tell me who you think is going between the Eagles and obviously the Commanders. What's your take on this?
So even before we knew that Jalen Hurts was actually hurt again, a lot of the Eagles games were too close for the amount of talent that they have on their team. Mm-hmm. Way too close for too long. They will pull out in the end sometimes, but a lot of the lesser teams that they were playing were keeping up with them for a while. I believe it was the Bucks game, especially. The Bucks were hanging in there with them. I don't know if they didn't properly prepare for the Bucks or what was going on, but now with Jalen Hurts hurt, is definitely putting up some question marks. The Commanders have been upsetting all season. I might go out on a limb and say the Commanders got this game too.
You hear that, Rodney Perry? You hear that? Like, a lot of people are thinking that this is where we at. This is what's going on. And right, I see a lot of things that White Chocolate, you're gonna have to say some of these stats because my man in the background is sending me some stuff. I can't say all this stuff, and he can't say all this stuff because of time. But I just want to throw this one last thing out there before I go. Where am I at? All right, we've got the games picked and everything else. We already know what we want and everything else. Rodney Perry, what do you think the NFL is looking forward to for Super Bowl weekend? Who do you think they want to be able to put what two teams do you think they want, statistically speaking, and obviously ratings wise? And I'm gonna throw it out there and say, in my opinion, I think the NFL wants the Eagles and the Chiefs to do a repeat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Absolutely.
They want. Yeah, but
I think it's Chiefs. Fill in the blank. I think Chiefs going to three-peat is a big story, and it's the biggest story. And some of those other stories were really dope, but they fell apart. Baltimore fell apart. And we already know that Josh Allen and those guys are going to fall apart. So the Chiefs going to three-peat, and him messing with that Tom Brady legacy is a big story. I think NFL wants to see Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And they proved it. They proved it with the refs.
I think so too. But what I also think, Stacey, is I think that they're sleeping on the fact that if the Bills and the Commanders get in the Super Bowl, that will be bringing higher ratings. Because I think people are sick of seeing the Chiefs. I just think people are, people get tired. Like when the Patriots were winning, and as a Patriots fan, the ratings were going high. But when people get sick and tired of you and at you, they want to see you lose. And then when you do lose, they're so happy you lost. What's your thoughts?
So we definitely have cheeks, Lord. Cheeks.
All right, Cheeks.
FCC, don't find me. Anyway, we have Chiefs fatigue, absolutely. But what do they say? Whether you love me or hate me, you still watching. The NFL is a business. So whoever they put the Chiefs up against, we're going to watch to see them beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to make the NFL money either way that it goes. And I also do believe in fulfilling the Brady prophecy, all of these things. And the league is about money. And the Commanders probably don't have the best chance of beating the Chiefs statistically. So I think it's going to be Eagles Chiefs again.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Eagles Chiefs again too.
The Commanders got about as much chance as Red Grant got to be the mayor of Washington D.C.
Listen, Earthquake is gonna shut all this down anyway. Y'all sleeping on my boy Earthquake. He gonna be upset if they lose, but how happy he will be if they win.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Quake.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen, Quake. I love you, brother.
So Rodney Perry, what you got going on before I bring in White Chocolate? Tell everybody what you got going on, how we can find you.
Rodney Perry live on our social media, and the new podcast is called Comedy and Crime. We talk comedy and we talk crime every episode. The new episodes drop every Tuesday at 3 p.m. I'm directing a sitcom coming up, and
really?
Yeah, directing? I got I directed a feature film called Deceitful Lies in like a couple of months ago, and that'll be coming out as well. So we're working, man.
I really love that.
I didn't know that you were related to Mr. Tyler. There you go. That's your cousin.
Hey, that is not my cousin. I'm way more handsome, but thank you, baby.
Stacy, can you tell everybody if you got your how to follow your social media things you got going on also?
Yes, at Darn That Stacy J, listed down on the bottom on Instagram, at Stacy X Sports on TikTok. I am on there speaking sports all day, TikTok and IG. I currently also do have a podcast at The She Shed on IG. You can find us on Spotify. There we talk about the sports headlines and some entertainment headlines and how they intersect. So it's a whole lot of foolishness going on there as well.
Appreciate that. Before I bring in my man White Chocolate, thank you, Stacy, for joining the show. I appreciate you. Rodney, thank you for joining the show. White Chocolate's in the building. Give me those stats, White Chocolate, on those Chiefs stats. I know you got them. Give me something.
All right, hang on one second. Listen, I do another podcast with Frank, and he's never called me pretty, so I can't be. I can't be upset with him though. That means he's got good vision. So
never.
Pleasure to have you on,
Stacey. He doesn't have good vision though.
Pleasure to have you on, Stacy. I listened to the show on the way home. You dropped a lot of knowledge, and I hope to see you soon again.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
hope to be back. Love to be back.
All right, so Frank, the Chiefs have played 11 playoff games. The last 11 playoff games. In 10 of those games, they had less flags thrown than their opponents by a more than 2-1 margin. They had 36 penalties called in 11 games, and their opponents had 66. So, and they won 10 out of those 11 games. So they're getting the calls, and the opponents are getting outflagged by a 2-1 margin, basically. And I'll say this because I told you this last week, and I've said it for about 2 years now. The NFL can't have Taylor going home sad. So as long as she's bringing people in the box, and some other guys came on here and said it's all about the money and that's all they care about. So the Chiefs are going to win it again, and they're going to three-peat because that's what's going to sell. And it's not what we want because we have Chiefs fatigue, like Stacy said. When the Patriots went to all those Super Bowls, they have Patriots fatigue. We're done with the Chiefs. I don't want to see Patrick Mahomes get another one, but I think we're outnumbered.
White Chocolate, I'm going to leave you with this. I probably won't get no supper tonight because you just had to tell the world everything what you said about me calling Stacy pretty again.
Your wife was watching the show. How did she miss it?
She might have missed it, but she definitely didn't. What you repeating
now?
Listen, there's a thing called instant replay. There's a thing called replay. Don't worry about it.
When he brought this, ladies and gentlemen, show some love for the finest woman in sports.
Listen, y'all know my wife is the prettiest woman on this planet, so y'all can keep it up. Y'all want to keep digging it. That's all right.
Hey, Mrs. Holder is cold.
Yeah. Listen, Frank, we're men. We all have a doghouse. I told you, I got a 2-car garage with a heated stove. I know where it's at. Don't worry.
There you go. I want to thank all the people out there who participated, the people who I can see some of the comments and I can't see some other comments. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate that. Box Seats is on every day, Monday through Friday from 5 to 6. It's on all the human platforms. I can't stand you right now. I'm just telling you now that White Chocolate can't stand you. Thank you, Rodney Perry, for joining the show. Thank you, Steve, for helping produce the show. Thanks, Kevin in the background, helping produce the show. Stacy, thank you for joining the show. Thank you for having the courage to do that. I greatly appreciate that. And y'all are going to see Stacy some more. This woman can know sports. So
you did a great job. You did a great job, Stacy.
You did. I'm telling you, I listened.
And absolute pleasure.
Yeah. So, guys, we'll see you all tomorrow, 5 o'clock. Thank you all for watching. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Peace.